Alright, so up next is Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. And this is a really tough and tricky fixture. However, in the end, I think Chelsea will come out on top. I'm giving the edge to Chelsea. I'm giving the edge to Chelsea because there are so many options for Lampard to figure it out and to get it right. I think eventually Lampard will get it right because he has so many options. So many options. But at this moment, Atletico Madrid is joint top of La Liga with 2 to 3 games in hand. They are on 11 games, and Real Madrid is on 13 games. Sociedad is on 14 games, so Sociedad has played 3 more games than Atletico Madrid. But interestingly enough, their first defeat in La Liga came to Real Madrid on the weekend gone. So on match day number 12, that's when they registered their first defeat in La Liga. João Felix is absolutely on fire. Finally looking like he's justifying that big $100 million price tag after a relatively disappointing second season and a very disappointing first season. Interestingly though, it has to be said that in La Liga, Atletico Madrid is the fourth highest scoring team so far, on 21 goals. The highest scoring team so far is Sociedad, with 24 goals. So Sociedad, who is the leading scorers in La Liga, who has played 3 more games than Atletico Madrid, have scored only just 3 more goals than Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid really doing well in the scoring department so far this season in La Liga, which has been a major criticism of them in the past. They had that big 6-1 victory earlier in the season. So Atletico Madrid are really scoring a lot of goals this season. And obviously not surprising that they have only conceded 4 goals. That part of their game is still intact. Only conceding 4 goals this season and 2 of them coming in one game against Real Madrid. But my major issue with Atletico Madrid is this bridesmaids rather mentality. Lack of winning culture. I mean, they do win from time to time, every once in every 10-15 years they win La Liga. But runners up in the Champions League oftentimes coming second or third in La Liga. So I question Atletico Madrid's winning mentality. But even though I do give the edge to Chelsea, I do believe that Simeone is the better coach. I believe that Simeone is a better coach than Lampard, and a major plus for Atletico Madrid is that their players have far greater experience and success in the Champions League. I know some people might be wondering how is he giving Chelsea the edge, but I even though all of these pluses are in Atletico Madrid's favor, as I stated earlier, I do think that Chelsea just has way too much firepower. Chelsea is currently 7th in the league, 6 points behind Liverpool. And they have spent a lot of money this campaign. If I'm not mistaken, they spent the most money out of any team in the summer transfer window. But this season, however, they have been inconsistent, dropping points where they really shouldn't. But as I stated earlier, they have so much firepower that I do think eventually Lampard will figure it out. And I think Lampard is a decent enough coach. While not in the same league as a Diego Simeone, I do believe that Lampard is a decent enough coach to figure it out. They topped their group, albeit a relatively easy group with Sevilla and Krasnodar and Reims, including a 4-0 beating of a decent Sevilla. team. But as I stated, I simply give Chelsea the edge because I think they have way too much firepower for Atleti, even though the likes of Werner and Co sometimes have been inconsistent, especially Havertz. I Even before the transfer was made, when it was still in the rumor mill, I said that there are better options out there. There was even better options on Bayer Leverkusen's team. I thought Leon Bailey was a better player and better suited for the Premier League than Kai Havertz. But I think Kai Havertz is a mistake. I don't think that will ever change. I don't think he'll find his feet in the Premier League at all. And to be honest with you, I'm not and have never been a big fan of Kai Havertz. But Chelsea, though, the biggest team they have beaten so far this season is Sevilla. So, but even though I know that right now some people might be like, how could you choose Chelsea over Atletico Madrid? As I said, man, it's just so much firepower. Pulisic, Ziyech, Werner. I just like it's just so many options. They even have very good players out on loan. So many options, so much world class players, world class talents that I do tick them to be favorites. And I think that, as I said, obviously Lampard is an inferior coach to Diego Simeone, but I do believe that Lampard is a decent enough coach, and I think he's a good coach, and I think he's good enough to figure it out by the time February comes. But if Atletico Madrid win, it is obviously by no means an upset. By no means an upset. Atletico Madrid is a good enough team easily to beat Chelsea. But as I stated earlier, it's a tough and tricky fixture. But I'm just gonna give the edge to Chelsea, all things being equal by the time February comes around. I think Chelsea would edge it.